Welcome back to Chicken Tips for Beginners. Today we're going to talk about what I think you should have in your first aid kit. I'm going to preface this by saying this is what I have on hand. This is what has come in handy for me. Some people have never seen issues with their chickens. Some people always have issues with their chickens. So also, before we start, I want to say a huge thank you. I finally hit 10K. I'm so excited and I'm so happy that you guys are here learning about chickens with me. We'll get into goats and horses and all things. Anything you want to learn, you let me know. I'll let you know what I know. And also, if you could stick around and watch this video for 5 seconds so I can, now that I'm in the Creator Rewards program because we came home from vacation and our AC is broken, and I really don't have money to fix that. I probably will have to sell my car and figure something out if we need a new air conditioner. So if you could watch this and repost it, like, share, comment, you know, all the things, press all the buttons, that way it can get good engagement so I can hopefully get some money to put towards a new air conditioner unit. That would be great. Here are my credentials. My name is Casey. I'm a certified veterinary technician. I've owned chickens for 3 years now, and I also have goats and turkeys. I have 2 horses, and I also have dogs and cats. But we're gonna get into it. So this is what I have on hand first aid wise. First thing I always have, and this pertains to any animal, are syringes. So I have 1cc syringes here, and then I also have 5 milliliter syringes. I also have kids, so the 5 ml comes in handy when I give them like Tylenol or something, but I buy these in bulk off of Amazon. I always have them around. You never know when you're going to need to give somebody like a medication, or you need something small to like clean a wound or flush a wound, or they're just good to have on hand. In the same breath, I also have 25 gauge needles. I would also suggest 22 gauge needles. I do have antibiotics, injectable antibiotics. I picked some up before Tractor Supply got rid of them, so I do sometimes need to inject things. Most of the time though, I'm not injecting chickens, I'm injecting my goats with like B12 or something. I won't go into that now, but I have that on hand for those reasons. Always have on hand is some gauze and also some vet wrap. These 2 things, wounds, these are great for that. If you need to wrap a wound or wrap a foot for Bumblefoot. Sorry, Bluey is chasing my turkeys. The turkeys are on the outside of the fence, but Bluey's just chasing them along the fence. This is really good for Bumblefoot. Bluey, knock it off. Kind of give you an example. I did do a whole video on Bumblefoot with Blanchy, but I do believe my other chicken has Bumblefoot now because it's been so wet and nasty. So I'll do a whole video on Bumblefoot. But I always have this because I can just wrap a wound. I can treat it really quickly. The other thing I always have on hand is some type of vitamin. So I either have the Nutri-Drench, I also have Poultry Cell, and I have Rooster Booster. All 3 of those things are good. Vitamin deficiencies can happen a lot in chickens, especially with bantams, your silkies. So I always have this on hand in case I need to give it to somebody. But like, so this would be a good example. It comes with a dropper, but I'm not gonna stick this dropper in a chicken's mouth and then put it back in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a syringe, stick it in there, give the chicken the vitamins, and then I'm gonna throw the syringe out because you don't wanna cross-contaminate, right? Another thing I have is just like a basic, this little grooming kit. I got it from the Dollar Tree. Silkies Polish your crested birds. I use these scissors that came in this grooming kit to kind of trim the feathers around their eyeballs so they can see. Otherwise they can't see, and they're even more prone to getting eaten by something than they are normally because they're just dumb. And this is getting more into like, if you notice any illnesses, is eye drops. Chickens, they peck each other. I mean, friggin' Reaper, I'm putting eye drops in her eyes all the time. This is actually a prescription eye drop that I had left over from my cat. I usually use Terramycin, which you can still get in store and on Amazon. So I would suggest having Terramycin. Chickens, like, again, they peck each other, they scratch their own eyeballs, they could have some issue. It's just good to have eye medication on hand. I do grab for this quite frequently because I don't know if my chickens are just dumb, but they're constantly like getting their eyeballs hurt. I don't know. Some type of antiseptic. So chlorhexidine or betadine. I prefer chlorhexidine over betadine, but either one works. You can buy both of those at Tractor Supply on Amazon. Mine's currently in the house, so I don't have it to show you, but it's the blue solution. I just mix that with some, you can mix it with distilled water or saline if you want. You can have saline around, and I just kind of clean wounds out with that. Another thing I always have on hand is generic Denogard, which is called Tiagard. This is an antibiotic. So whenever I have the sneezies is what I call it. Sometimes my flock gets very sneezy, especially when the seasons change. I'll put this in their water and it treats any infections. This is also good for mycoplasma. So if you have a mycoplasma positive flock, so like your chickens get the bubbly eyeballs and they're sneezy and they have respiratory issues, this is really good to put in your water. Those are the things that I have reached for most commonly. The things that I have dealt with in my flock have been like respiratory issues. Oh my God, that's June bug, whatever they're called. It's a ginormous beetle. I don't want it near me. Okay. Oh boy, if you come near me again, I'm whacking the shit out of you and feeding you to my chickens. Do not come near me. Do not come near me. Okay, great. Poop scoop. It's also good for defending yourself against bugs. Okay, no, he came back. Are we really flirting with death today? I'm gonna keep this in my hand just in case. Oh, another thing that I have on hand that I'm remembering is I have Corid. I always have Corid on hand because coccidia, which is an intestinal parasite they can get that makes them poop blood and they will kill them. I have that on hand because coccidia lives in the ground, so when they eat off the ground they can get sick. So I always have Corid on hand. This video is kind of all over the place because now I'm distracted by this fucking beetle. Yeah, those are the things. I've dealt with vitamin deficiencies, I've dealt with wounds, I've dealt with bumblefoot, I've dealt with sauerkraut, I've dealt with being egg bound, I've dealt with respiratory issues, eye issues. So that's kind of what I have. I've kind of been through it all. Oh my God, this fucking beetle. I don't like bugs if you can't tell. I've kind of been through it all with my chickens. Oh, there might be other recommendations. If there's anything you have on hand that you think is handy, please comment below and I will definitely add that to my arsenal of things. But that's what I got for y'all today for your first aid kit that I would recommend. I will make a video on all of the illnesses. We'll talk about bumblefoot and sauerkraut and egg bound. Again, I've made videos about these before, but I'll make updated videos. And if there's anything specific y'all want to see, leave a comment down below and I'll see you in the next one.